Well, there's this new television series opening up called Nikita, and it's going to be great, and it stars Maggie Q, who is just sensational as this martial arts assassin, and she's beautiful too. They want to make sure the show will be a success, so naturally they asked if I would do a cameo. So I just got back from Toronto, where I did a cameo. I don't know which episode it'll be in, maybe the 3rd, 4th, the 5th, but it's very important that every one of you watch every episode so you can see that great triumphant moment when I hit the screen. And I'm not allowed to tell you what it is I do, but obviously it's the most important scene. So if I would act as sort of editor and art director on 3 books that they wanted to do, I couldn't say no, because they offered to pay me. So they're going to do 3 books. I think I wrote down, I have no memory at all. One of them is called Soldier Zero, and it's written by Paul Cornell, and it's really a very unusual story. I think that's the first one that's going to come out. The next one is called The Traveler, and this one is written by my friend Mark Wade. And this is going to be pretty terrific. And of course the 3rd one is called Starborn by Chris Robeson. Now all of these will have me as editing them and art directing them and make sure they're right. I didn't create them, so if they're not the greatest you ever saw, it's not my fault. But I am the editor and art director, so if they are the greatest, which I expect them to be, I want a lot of credit, you hear? And you better watch for them. I'm going to be watching for them. It's very exciting. Then the Archie Company they want to do a superhero book. So all of the good writers were busy, so they turned to me. And they asked if I could come up with something. And this is the funniest thing. I came up with a title called The Super 7. And it's about 7 heroes who come from another planet. And it's the world's first reality comic book, just like a reality television show, because I am in it, not in a cameo role, but I'm one of the characters. And if you're wondering what that's all about, you'll have to wait to see it, except you won't know what title to look for, because we found out some little cockamamie company somewhere has the name The Super 7, and we weren't allowed to use that name. So we've got to change the name to something else. And we did, and I can't remember what we changed it to. But as soon as you see a superhero book coming out from the Archie Company, you'll know that's the one. And remember, it's the world's first reality comic book. And if you haven't seen enough of me yet, you're going to see even more of me in that book. I can't wait to see it. Dislike people who are different. Everybody is different from something. And there seems to be some trait in human nature that makes a lot of people dislike anybody who has a different religion, a different color, is from a different country. When I was a kid, we lived in a little street in the Bronx somewhere, and the kids across the street, our guys didn't like them because they were the kids across the street. They're no good. They're not us. And I sometimes feel if everybody loved everybody, there would still be people, the blondes would hate the redheads, and the tall guys would hate the short guys, and the fat guys would hate the... There seems to be something that makes people hate people who are different. And in some way, I'm not trying to change mankind with a comic book, but wherever I could, if I could get the idea in our stories that just because people are different, it doesn't mean they're not as good or better than you are. So we tried that with the X-Men, with the Silver Surfer, and I tried to inject that subtly in a lot of other stories.
I'm not sure how much time we